Developers, well, you know what happened? A lot of good studios closed. The best ones, the Canadian ones, stayed alive. Us, Big Blue Bubble, practically no one left doing G2M in Brew. It's just, you know, too complicated, not worth the pain. Then at the same time, it can become an interesting niche if you do it and someone needs it. And in Canada, like I said, Big Blue Bubble, Frima, you can develop games now, like I said, from almost nothing for the iPhone or the Android. And we have several funds. I heard about the Bell Fund earlier. That's a good one, certainly. You have the Telefilm New Media Fund, rest in peace. That fund was really, really important to developers, and I hope that our government takes that into account when they finalize whatever the new fund will be called. I can't even remember the name, but I'm really sad to see that go. All right, so what now? Path of least resistance. Well, you know, what do you do with what we saw on the, you know, I don't want to call it a mess, but what happened to the mobile industry? Again, I feel it's like the sixth time I say that, but go to the app stores, do an iPhone game, do it, if you want to learn, do it on someone else's money. That means going to a publisher, learning how it's done, but you can certainly try it yourself. Half funded, you know, I've read a lot of things about advertising and how can fund games and success stories and all that. And there's even a firm called Juniper Research that says that half of all games will be half funded by 2012. I'm not so sure of that. You know, there's, like I said, there's been a lot of questioning about the sustainability of advertising models. If you've looked at the companies that are out there, offer pals, super rewards. Typically, what I've seen is that VCs are still holding out, investing big amount of money in there because those companies have yet to show sustainability. And then, you know, the next graph that I'll show you is just to, again, to show you that not all thing is, what's the word? It's not chaos. This graph shows the worldwide mobile game revenue. It's already in million. So the blue part is the actual revenue that we know of. And the green part is the revenue that's supposed to be coming, and this number I think is from Gartner again, I think. It's reasonable, it's a reasonable growth. It's not the, you know, $13 gajillion by in 2 years. It's what you're seeing there is an increase of about, if I remember, about 14% per year. The last number was 14 billion, I think, by 2014, or 11.7 billion by 2014, and we're now, 2008 was 5.7. So it's reasonable to say that, you know, we'll see those increase in revenue from the mobile gaming space. And basically that's good news for us, you know, us in the mobile space. All right, that was it. Q&A. Anyone? Please. All right, that's it. Thank you very much. Oh, I got one there. Whoa, hold on. I got one there.
I have a question. My name is Alain. I'm with Deloitte. You talked about how there's a lot of consolidation, and studios and publishers are getting bigger and bigger. Are there any areas that some of the smaller companies might want to focus on in order to become acquisition targets?
Well, the key word there, and you know, not that I didn't know that, of course, I know all. But when I went at MIT, they reminded us of one important thing, and they called it the F word. And that's the word you said, focus. Become the best at what you do, but do one thing and become the best at it. Don't try and be a jack of all trades. And become the best at what you do only one thing and do it better than anyone else, and then you'll become a good career. Specifically, what is that focus? You know, and there's, again, I think the next few years, 2 to 3 years, will be dominated by social gaming. The big players are getting in. EA will eventually enter the space, if not this year, in the coming months, but from what we've been hearing, it'll be in the coming weeks or months. So that's going to fuel a lot of interesting games in the social gaming space. So anything that has to do with connecting players, managing players, even social gaming. I mean, you know, I play a lot of Farmville, I confess. I love this game. I had to do a business plan, and I needed to look at social gaming, and I looked at that game, looked out how it worked, and it got me hooked. And yet, if you're a developer and you look at that game, it's almost nothing. Technologically, it's a brilliant concept, but technologically, I mean, the animations are really not that good. The graphics are certainly not that great, but it works. So, you know, if you have experienced developers on hand, you could reproduce a game like that in, you know, weeks, months, max. So the important thing about Farmville, of course, is the $50 million invested in. That was a year. It's $2 million, I think, Zynga invested in marketing on Facebook. So, you know, that's certainly one of the reasons it works. But still, putting out a game like that doesn't cost a lot of money. If you do, you know, let me use buzzword, guerrilla marketing, you can certainly bring up some people. And given the average, I think the average ARPU, the average revenue per user for social gaming is around $1 to $3 per user. So it's, you know, it doesn't take a lot, and a lot being if, you know, maybe a few, a couple 100,000 to justify doing these types of games. So maybe that's